When you're invited to a birthday party, do you like the process of finding a birthday present? Well, I don't, because it's a lot of effort. You need to think a lot, find something. But how do you actually do that? Well, you try to remember, what does your friend like? What does he not like? Is there something he regularly does or he repeatedly said? Well, so let's say my friend Adam, he lives in Munich, he's 24, he's got a girlfriend, he likes music, he likes dancing, he likes concerts and theater. So what you do is, you're doing an analysis in your brain about this person. You're trying to get all data in your brain available which you know about this person. And I said, I don't like it. It's a lot of effort. I'm sure there's some of you who feel the same. And I believe in the future, there will be a great possibility how to find a birthday present very easy, based on big data, based on the data. But big data, that's a buzzword nowadays. It's used in so many ways, no one really knows what it is. So let's have a look at the words independently. We got big and we got data. So let's replace big with a lot of. And data, well, let's replace that with information. So we got now a lot of information. Doesn't tell you more, right? So let me add one more thing, which is about many things or people, about many elements. So now we got a lot of information about many things or people. Okay, it's more understandable. Applying this to a birthday present again, well, in your brain, where you're looking for the birthday present, you've got a lot of information, right? And about many things or people, you've got more than one friend. So you've got a lot of information about many things or people in your brain. Well, that's half of the explanation. You're doing that online, well, not online, in the digital world. Big data is usually done by software, so let's bring in the digital part, the second half of the explanation. The first step when you want to do big data is, of course, you need data. So the first step is you collect data. And usually when you collect data, you got a huge amount of data which doesn't tell you anything, simply because it's too much. Like the birthday present. When you think of your friend, you know so much about this person, it doesn't tell you anything. You can't come up with a birthday present. Therefore, we need the second step, which is we analyze the data and look for a pattern. So applying that to the birthday present, for whom is the birthday present? Let's exclude all the other information we got. What does the person like? What does he not like? Is there something he regularly does? Something we did together in the past? So you're excluding all the irrelevant information for your question. And when we got that, it's time to look for the pattern. Are there any patterns? Is there something all this information, all this data has in common? And if yes, it's time for the third step, which is generating the insight, interpreting the data. When I remember my friend, he went 10 times for a kebab last month. So the insight is he loves kebabs, right? No. The reason that he went to the kebab store 10 times is that he is in love with the girl who's selling the kebabs. And he throws the kebabs away afterwards. So it's about interpreting the data. It's not only seeing, okay, there's a pattern, this is the insight. No, you need to interpret the insight. You need to interpret the data. And in the future, I believe there will be not only an insight. The software, which is doing big data for you, will give you more than an insight. It will give you a solution, a recommendation how to deal with the insight. That means looking again at the birthday present. Said before, my friend, he likes music, he likes concerts, he likes dancing. Let's say I got a software which is doing big data for me, and one day the software tells me, hey Johannes, I found out there's a birthday party upcoming in 2 weeks. And I know your friend Adam, he likes music, he likes concerts, he likes dancing and theater. So I think you should get him a ticket for a musical. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's a cool idea. Never thought about that. But that's only the inside. Where's the solution? And then the software will tell me, yeah, Johannes, I also found out there's a music group. They are just about to kick off, and he's never saw them before. But based on the information I got from Spotify and Facebook, he's going to like them with a likelihood of 95%. Additionally, also found the perfect seats in the venue. I know how you can get to the venue best because it's in Hamburg, quite far. And I know 2 dates which are possible for both of you. So the software gives you a proper solution, not only the insight that he loves or that he would like to see a musical, also what to do with this insight. Speaking about the solution, well, all of us have got a smartphone, right? They are smart, they are meant to be smart, so why does this smartphone not tell me which birthday present I should get for my friend? Well, I believe in the future it will tell me, because information is there. The information is on the phone. The analysis is tricky. You all got social networks on your phone, like Facebook. You got Xing or LinkedIn, which covers the professional life. You got text messages and chat histories on your phone. You probably got Spotify playlists on your phone. You may even have the Amazon or Airbnb wish list on your phone. And if you allow your smartphone to do so, it may even analyze the calls you're having with your friend to get even more insights. So there's a huge amount of information on the phone, it just needs to be analyzed. Looking at one other example, there are some mornings, and I wake up, I've got an ache in my back, and I feel like, oh my God, it's going to be a terrible day. And I'm sure some of you know that feeling. It's just a terrible start in the morning. I believe this will not happen in the future anymore. All of you know the small wearables, fitness trackers, smartwatches. They are able to detect so many things. And while doing that, they will transmit the data which they got from you to the phone. Your phone, well, if it recognizes that you are lying in a bad position during the night, that your muscles are somehow clenched up, that you moved tonight, that you moved too much during the night. Your phone, what it will do is it will wake you up 10 minutes earlier in the morning and will suggest you a particular yoga exercise which will reveal your muscles again so that you can have a brilliant start in the day. And that's amazing, isn't it? No terrible mornings anymore, only brilliant starts in the day. Cool. But how does that work? Well, I already said the wearable detects data, detects information of your body. So what does it detect? Already today, those wearables can detect blood pressure, heartbeat. There probably is something for acceleration in there. In the future, they include a gyroscope, maybe a sweat analyzer, so they really know what's going on with your body, what's going on with you. So they collect the data, and they transmit the data to your phone. What your phone does, your phone compares this data of you, your individual data, to the rest of the population, to known patterns, to recognize, is he or she lying in a bad position? Did he move too much? And by doing that, your phone knows what you did during the night. Was it too much movement? Were you lying in a bad position? Things like that. And if yes, if there's something with your leg, your muscles are clenched up, your phone will wake you up 10 minutes earlier to do the yoga exercise. Well, but why yoga exercise? Well, your phone knows your muscles. Your phone knows how your muscles work together. And of course, your phone also knows yoga exercises and which yoga exercise is good for which part and which muscle of the body. By doing that, we will have only brilliant starts in the morning, and that's cool. That's an amazing possibility. One other thing, I went to Madrid this summer and talked to a friend who is working in a company producing virtual reality software. And we discussed a lot virtual reality and big data. And I believe in the future, with virtual reality and big data, we will be able to analyze the behavior of humans very precisely. We will be able to predict illnesses at a very, very early stage of the illness. For example, anatomic discrepancies, something like that. We will also be able to predict the suicide probability of people. That all is based on the data, how people move, how people act, and how people behave in virtual reality compared to how others do, how others behave in virtual reality, how others act in virtual reality. And when we recognize illnesses at the early stage, we can have countermeasures at an early stage. People are more healthy. And of course, we also save huge amount of money. If people are more healthy, they are less ill. So the health insurance companies would save money which can be reinvested in research in other areas. Could be represented by reduced contributions to the healthcare insurances. So there are many people who would benefit from that. Talking about the businesses, I believe with big data, with using data, businesses can understand their customers and their environment better. One example, the operator of public transport. There are routes, there's metro, there's bus, trains. The operator of the mobile network can tell the operator of the public transport service which route is how busy, whether there's an increasing demand in the future or not. So it's a proper analysis, but that is only the inside. In the future, they will be able to give the full solution, a recommendation how to deal with this insight. That means the mobile network operator can tell the operator of the public transport system that this route is too busy in 5 years. There are too many people traveling on this route. Therefore, you should build another route over here, and we need one bus route over there. So very easy. It tells you what to do. And that all is based on the data of the mobile phone users. This data replaces the people who are in the train counting how many people are actually in the train. So it is a very easy possibility. So there are lots of possibilities what we can do with data. But is there something we should do? Are there some actions we should pursue? Yes. I believe we should start with the question, which data do I need to solve my problems first? Do I need to solve existing problems first? Instead of starting with the question, what can I do with my data? Because I believe we should solve the existing challenges first. We should provide value first, and then we can start playing around with the data and do cool things. Another thing, what I believe we should do, is we should put the customer first, put you first. You are the people who generate the data, and I believe that every individual who generates data needs to decide what happens to this data. Do you want it to be forwarded to anyone, to any company? Do you want the data not to be forwarded? Do you want it to be forwarded anonymously? Do you expect something in exchange? So those decisions belong to the people who generate the data, belong to every individual, like all of you. In order to do that, I believe we need one single platform where you can manage all your data flows. Is this data allowed to go to this company? Is this piece of information allowed to go to that company? And for doing that, we also need worldwide data privacy standards. We can't afford to have different data privacy settings in different countries or for different applications on your smartphone like Facebook or Google. We all need the same settings for each and every application, software, service, or product which we use. And those regulations need to allow and regulate the use of big data. Well, of course, there's great potential of big data, but I also want you to be aware of the downsides of big data. Data is very sensitive information. Let's say criminals steal data of all people in the room. They could run the question, who of you is most likely to accept a bribe? And that is sensitive information. That is really sensitive. One other thing is, I believe there may be a loss of individuality. Why? We are always comparing the data of one individual, of myself, for example, to the average. Always comparing your data to the average. That means I'm actually comparing myself to the average. And when I'm not the average, am I different? Am I not normal? And when I'm not the average, how different am I? What does that mean? How do we handle those questions? Nevertheless, there's a great potential of big data, but we need to be aware that there are some open questions. Businesses, they understand their customers and the environment better with big data. And we, as individuals, we can make our phones truly smart. We can make the phone do more for us. We can get suggestions for a birthday present. Nevertheless, I want you to be aware that in the future, you will have no choice but to generate data. Everything's happening online. So please be aware of the open questions. Decide what happens to your data. And the next time you're thinking which birthday present you should get, I want you to be aware of the downsides of big data, and I want you to recall the great potential which we can have when using big data. Thank you.